So basically, Riz and I have been friends for a while, so it was quite organic. I didn't expect this to be my first feature. It just kind of, we were just taking steps together and it ended up becoming, oh, I guess this is a film. But I didn't really plan on this like being the film. You know, it's just, you're just kind of working on stuff and then it just kind of, you know, comes to life. So I think the lack of strategy kind of helps sometimes. I grew up in Queens, New York, working class. He's a Wembley kid, working class. So very similar life, man. Like, but of course, like, you know, the British Asian experience is quite charged, very similar in the like the Black experience, the Caribbean experience, the African experience in Britain is a very exciting one. And it all brings its own, you know, level of inherited traumas and stuff and movements of resistance that I don't think maybe we have as much. You know, we kind of take from the Black American experience and our own, I think, post 9/11 American Muslim, you know, thing that I think we've inherited now. So we look at like Malcolm X as one of our leaders, but other than that, I think we're very similar.
Excellent, cool. Thank you.
Massively. It was super important. At the same time, I don't want to ever, you know, reduce anyone else's experience of what their fathers were like. But I do think that, you know, we wanted to also honor our parents, and our parents were accepting of our careers, even though they were hard on us. They were like, if you're going to do it, you got to be the best. And why aren't you the best yet? Right. There's also like that like thing of like, why is it taking you so long to be successful? So there's that kind of a baggage. But I think for us, it's more of an embarrassment of where we come from, I think. So it's not like that we don't accept it. Like, we are this thing and we kind of use it to our cultural advantage, right? Like that's what kind of Riz is using his brownness in a way as a vehicle for like, you know, he's dating a brown girl. So it's not like he's like against his culture. It's just more of like, he doesn't care he has a very superficial understanding of it. And I think that is something that I think we're looking to really hone in on, because in a way we kind of tokenize ourselves and we kind of, you know, commodify ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the truth of it exists in the middle, right? Of something like that. I think it's important to honor, like, look, we can't deny that hip hop, that rap is a Black art, full stop. That's what it is. It's a Black art. Like jazz is a Black art, right? And there are ways for us to be in conversation with that work, right? And there are ways for us to, I think, have a place in it, right? It doesn't mean that it's like only but it's like you have to honor the tradition. You have to honor where it comes from. And I think, and I also do think that it's a complicated space to exist in, you know, and I think it's something that needs to be talked about, right? Like, it's so funny, man. It's so funny because the language of resistance is hip hop around the world, man. You go to Palestine, people use rap. You go to like the small streets of Karachi, people are rapping. Right? Like, and they're connecting to it and they're using it as a way to find dignity. So it's like what boxing became, right? Well, boxing was a thing where it's like, you know what? I may not ever be equal to you in this world, but you come in this ring, motherfucker, I'll show you, right? I'm an equal in the ring. So in a way, I feel like, so I feel like that to me is what hip hop brings. It brings that level of like an egalitarian quality. So I think, but you still have to kind of, it levels the playing field, but it also, I think, has to be acknowledged of it being a Black art. And I think that's what we're playing with. You know, we're also going into that space. And I think it's a tough space to walk into because I feel like the film is dealing with so many different things. But I thought that was, we felt it was a very important part in it, where he needs to be brought to that realization of him being also a part of this cultural appropriation. Yeah, you know, it's kind of one of those things where we're all looking to put a flag down somewhere, right? Like we want to kind of like anchor ourselves in something. Like even the moment where he, you know, is in the sperm bank, right? And there's like, there's almost this idea that if he can ejaculate into a cup, he's almost anchoring himself in a life, but he doesn't. He still spits in it. Where it's this question of where, like, you know, in a way, it's like that's another way of marking a territory, but really he doesn't. It's really the only place that he actually belongs ends up becoming is the bathroom, right? Like you have this final scene where and the bathroom itself is very similar to a stage where it's very transient. No one lives on stage. No one lives in a bathroom. No one lives in a toilet. You use a toilet and you leave. But that's where these moments are made, where I feel like so much of our life is is like that as well, as in these like transient moments is where we exist, in these transient spaces. It's a tough one, man. And Mika, I wish I had an answer, man. I'm just praying that all of us still have a way to make a living and are able to do a dignified job to keep food on the table, because we got to provide for our families. So that's what matters to me. And whether it looks like a streaming thing or whether it looks like a cinema, I think that matters to me less. I'm gonna be really honest. What matters to me more is that we're all fed right now, man. I feel like we'll figure that out. We'll figure all that like weird existential stuff out. But right now, we don't have a roof on our heads right now, right? Like things are getting bad.
Yeah,
like getting worse right now, both in the UK and the States. So that's where my heart is right now,
Thank you very much for your time today. I wish you every success with the film and look forward to your future projects. And hopefully we can talk again soon.
Thank you, Mika. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing your review, man. Look forward. Love your questions. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.